let's talk twin flames and soul ties.
Interesting.
So they're your twin. What is a twin flame? Your twin flame is your soul and another incarnation that you have met, and your soul has recognized itself in another.
Yeah.
There are a few signs psychologists say could point to a twin flame relationship. Those being sense that you're meeting yourself, multiple similarities, sometimes uncanny, a deep connection, a desire to grow, prioritization of growth over being in a relationship.
Yeah.
The meeting signifies a major change in your life. And then a soul tie is an intense spiritual connection between two people that results in a mutual learning experience. 7 signs that you have met a soul tie, that you have a soul tie with someone. You feel connected on a deeper level. They elicit strong reactions from you. They feel familiar. They may feel like they complete you. Your relationship feels unique or one of a kind, and they showed up at a significant time. Sorry, that was a lot.
No, yeah. So, twin flames. So just kind of my take on kind of twin flames. Yeah, I do believe that essentially it's like meeting yourself in another body, and like maybe the opposite gender, or the same gender, I guess. You know, there'll be a lot of things that you're on the same frequency for a lot of things. That doesn't mean that you're meant to be together though, because for that precise reason, maybe you're too much the same. So actually, you're both trying to be the same. I don't say be the same role in the relationship, but you're both trying to be the same piece in a relationship. A lot of the time with twin flames, they will come together, have a very intense thing, but then conflict arises later based on things that are exactly the same about them. Does that make sense?
That's so well put, you know, I can't lie. Even when you said piece, I had like a puzzle piece and that they were fighting to get in that one block. And that was really, and then I looked up here and I was like, that looks like a puzzle. So that was cool.
Map.
That was good.
Now, in terms of like a soul tie, like someone who's a quote unquote soulmate, someone you connect with on that deep spiritual level, those things are beautiful because it's about the experience you have with the person.
Yeah, and it could be your friend, it could be
100%.
anything.
But I would say again, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are for you. Some people can be incredible partners, but not. Sorry, some people can be incredible lovers, but they wouldn't make great life partners because maybe you just operate differently, and that can be because of how you're raised. That can be in the cultures that you were born into. Do you know what I mean? When we choose someone to build a life with, there has to be an element of connection, but compatibility. Just because someone can be your best friend, that doesn't mean you'd be great at starting a company together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When you marry someone or when you choose life with someone, like there is an element that they're kind of like a business partner. You know, you're working together to build something. And I think the danger that what we can have is we can feel that this person is our soulmate, but then and because of that, we compromise ourselves on so much as to choosing them to build a life with, because we feel they're our soulmate. When actually there's some things, they could be your soulmate and you can be amazing lovers and have an amazing experience when you're together. But maybe the way you want to raise children is completely different and is not coherent. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to sound pessimistic, but it's like, I think to expect to have everything in one person, I think is unreasonable to ask.
So what would you say is, let's put it down to 3 or 4 points that you would summarize as this is what I recommend that you should look for in a partner that you would marry and spend the rest of your life with, having children with. Maybe you even look into starting a business of your own or whatever it is. Like, you can really go the long run with this person. Like, what is the main things that you would say?
Well, I think connection is important, but like and I don't want this to sound like, oh, just choose someone, doesn't matter if you don't have a connection. That's not what I'm saying. I think like if we're saying like, oh, you're someone who's like a soulmate, let's say your connection out of 100 is 95%, right? But you can be in a relationship, a very happy relationship with someone, maybe the connection is 70%. Does that make sense? The level is.
I
So,
don't know if that makes sense.
no?
When I say that, it's like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but if you see a 75% compatible.
No, I meant just the connection.
Oh, okay, right.
So like
Okay.
the equivalent example I would use is like a guy's attraction to a girl. Like, guys don't end up marrying the most attractive women. But it's the
Because
most
like you said at
attractive
the
women.
beginning,
Huh?
everybody will go with a 8 or...
Say again.
Because it's like the generalization of what you said at the beginning, like the knowledge that everyone would go for you if you were 8.
I said
even 7.
if you're a woman, then every guy would sleep with you. Yeah,
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
true.
So
But
that's something they would consider maybe in
who?
that stage as a guy.
What? How
Because
his
you just
attraction to
said,
her?
yeah, you was like,
Oh
a
yeah.
guy wouldn't maybe like want to go with the most good looking person.
Oh no.
Because...
If I'm being honest, like, if a guy's looking for something serious, he will happily compromise on looks for the right kind of woman. So that's what I was saying. Like, you know, if we're talking about, the way I was using connection, I was saying let's use attraction as a similar example. There can be a girl who is super attractive that I'm super attracted to, but maybe she's not that loyal. Maybe we have different ideas of how to raise kids. Maybe she's not as kind, as warm, as I would like in a partner. But the attraction is huge. Or there can be another girl where, if that girl, let's say the attraction was 95%, there could be another girl where there's an attraction there. I want to be intimate with her and do that with her. Let's say it's 70%, but she's kind, she's warm, she's like a place of home for me. And I'm looking for someone serious who's going to bring those things. So when I say the connection that you have with someone, I'm using it in that sense, because there's the spiritual connection, there's the physical intimacy, there's how do we want to live our lives aspect, which is the compatibility side. So I'd say a level of connection is definitely important. A level of attraction is definitely important. I would say that you want the same things. Like, if you want a family and they're like, I don't want kids, doesn't matter how great the connection is, like, you're gonna end up going separate ways at some point. Or are you willing to sacrifice not having kids to be with this person? Because you shouldn't go into it thinking I'm going to change them, because that's, and when you go into something being like, oh, I'm going to change them, that's you not taking no for an answer. It's the same when a guy hits on you, you're like, I'm not really that interested. He's like, nah, I can change you.
Yeah.
I can change your mind. You can't change someone's mind. They can change their mind, but you can't do it. I think women need to take the pressure off themselves to be like, I'm going to be the girl to change him.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yes.
There are exceptions to the rule. There are exceptions to the rule, right? It does happen on occasion. But for 98% of people, will fail taking that approach.
Pow.